Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect, and a sincere Achaim, pushing his word, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. This GMS Plaintables camp located here in the city of Philadelphia. Back out here another week to prophesy the downfall of this abominable wicked kingdom and to help wake the elect up who have been scattered through the four corners of the earth, mainly here in the Americas, who are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled birds that reside in other nations that look like the other nations, but come from the seed of Jacob. To you, we say shalom, and also a hearty shalom to 144,000. It's a beautiful day to be alive here in Babylon because prophecies are being fulfilled. They're jumping off the pages, and the Wadi Al-Bashim for giving us the eyes to see and the ears to hear, and to see, you know, basically the fall of our enemies and the restoration, the spiritual restoration, and also the physical restoration of the children of Israel. You know, Sirach 25:7.
Sirach chapter 25 verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy.
Yep.
And the 10th I will utter with my tongue.
Yep.
A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
A man that hath joy over his children, and one who lives to see the fall of his enemy. Now we know here in Babylon, you know, we oppressed, we raped, we robbed, we brutalized. You know, we basically living in squalor. But when you bring forth seed here, it brings joy to your heart. You know, and the more, it's like when we was in Egypt, the more and more they oppressed us, the more and more we multiply, because it is pleasure that comes with sleep. And it is also, we also witnessing the fall of our enemy. Who is our enemy? When you go to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, it gives you a list of our enemy, starting off with Edom, Esau, Edom, who are the so-called white man today. He's our #1 enemy. He had his foot in our neck for hundreds of years.
Yep.
He currently got his foot in our neck right now, but he's putting forth his foot inside of Ishmael's neck right now. Inside a land that don't belong to neither him nor Ishmael. They fighting over a land that belongs to who? The Israelites.
Yeah, now remember, Saki, but remember the world was given to Esau, so he's trying to run it in for whatever which way he wants to run it. So he's, you know, persecuting other nations and ruling it unruly, but because it was given into his hands to do so. And that's why Ezra even asked, like, how long shall this endure? You know, how long shall we be in this situation? Because we're supposed to be above Esau. Esau's been, in power over us for quite some time. You know, there's only a brief time in history where we kind of got the rule back, just to fall under, under the chains of Esau again. You know.
And the more and more that you do wickedness and put yourself in the spotlight to be scrutinized, the world is going to see that those shoes that you have on don't belong to you, they belong to us. Because first of all, you don't fit the curses. It said that the nation of Israel will be scattered through the four corners of the earth, and we will be the tail and not the head. We will be the lender and not the borrower. You know, we will be picking crops. We will be our sons will die by the sword, and our women will be harlots in the streets. When you look at the Israelis or the JEW issues, they don't fit these curses. So and it also speaks about when our Lord and Savior, which his name is Yahweh Shai, when he returned, he's going to establish dominion and rulership over the whole earth. It's not going to be a two-state solution. It's going to be a kingdom. He's going to rule the whole earth, and all the nations is going to come unto him to get that light. Now, Micah 4 verse 1. We're going to explain how the world is going to be when Yahweh Shai returns. He's not going to have no rivals. There's not going to be nobody that can harm him. It says, none shall make him afraid. They have a system called the Iron Dome over there, where they propel all kind of missiles that's headed their way. So they still living in fear. When Yahweh Shai returns to establish his throne on the earth, we're not going to live in fear no more. None is going to be able to make us afraid. But they're going to beat their weapons into to plowshares and their spears into prunes. Go ahead.
Micah chapter 4 verse 1.
Yup.
But in the last days it shall come to pass.
Yup. In the last days is right now. If you can't see that we live in the last days, then you don't have the eyesight, and 9 times out of 10 you're destined to eat a missile.
That the mountain of the house of the Most High shall be established in the top of the mountain.
Yup. The mountain of the house of the Most High. And
it shall be exalted above the hills.
Yup. Exalted above the hills, smaller governments. The top of the mountains and exalted above the hills. So over everybody. Go ahead.
And people shall flow into it.
The people
unto
shall,
it.
yo, the other nations is going to flow unto us. For what? To get that light, to get that help. Are the nations flowing into to the so-called
it's faster. For you, yeah.
JEW-ish state?
Slow.
No, they fighting against it because everybody know that the Israelites left black and came back what color? White. So everybody can see that there shall not the people read.
Verse 2, and many nations shall come and say, come, and let us come up to the mountain of the Most High, and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
What ways are the so-called state of Israel teaching the people? It's okay to be the alphabet community. They got one of the largest alphabet community parades in the whole world. Kosher meat. Is there such a thing as kosher pig?
Yep.
That's like abominable.
Yep. Unlawful meat that they so-called deem kosher. Nude beaches.
Yep. Exactly. And they don't uphold this book. They have something called the
Yep.
And if you read the Talmud, you will see that those people are wicked. They teach that you can circumcise the child with your mouth.
Yes.
That's not wicked. I don't know what wicked is. See, but the people, they control every aspect of the news, the radio, the entertainers, the sports players. They own everything. So everything you say is being scrutinized. They even created a word called anti-Semitism.
Yep.
It's not even Sim, it's Shem.
Yep. Hey, Dave Chappelle in the one Saturday Night Live skit when Kanye West was going through that bullshit and Kyrie Irving, he made the statement. He's like, yeah, if you're black, it's a gang. If you're Italian, it's a mob. And if you're ish, it's a coincidence, and you should never talk about it. It's not a fucking coincidence, man. There's a reason why these damn devils are up in power and they're pulling strings, man. It's not,
They said if you want to know who control you, find out who you can't speak about.
Yep.
They have censorships on damn near everything. You can't say they over there committing war crimes before the whole globe. The UN General Assembly just passed a bill for ceasefire, but they ignoring that because they can't be punished. There's not a man here on earth that can hold them accountable, for the war crimes they're committing. The man that we waiting for that's gonna hold them accountable is Yahweh Shai. He's coming with a sword 1,000 times greater than the sword that he was blessed with to take him out of power and to establish his rulership. Read.
Verse 3. Verse 2, starting from the top again. And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Most High, and to the house of the power of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion.
The law shall go forth of Zion. So the whole world is going to follow after the laws that's in this book right here. The whole globe. It says Luke 19 verse 27. Get that real quick.
Yep. And it says the power of Jacob, right? The Most High, the God of Jacob. Everybody else, the other nations can't call on the Most High and receive any type of, really any type of real blessing. They can't call upon the Most High. They don't have really. The scriptures talk about how when they were asked to build the temple, they basically said like, you don't have nothing to do with it. You can't. Even if they wanted to, be so quote unquote righteous and try to do things for the Lord, like it's not accepted of that nation. It's really only accepted of the children of Israel. These other nations are for the children of Israel. We're supposed to keep them in subjection under us, under our rule, through the power of Yakalba Page.
Chapter 19, verse 7. And when they saw it, they all went forth. Chapter 19, verse 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Those mine enemies that wish that I would not reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Now that you're doing that right now, it's actually getting help from great war. Defense systems. They have people that's in our
an objection, that's the correct word, to their policies. Nobody want them over there. The Lord said, all those my enemies that wish that I should not remove over them, don't give them things to them. I mean, so they're not the people over there. And we are the children of Israel. We the true people of the other nation. As long as we got breath in our lungs, we're going to come out here on the highways and the byways. We're going to push forth this truth to help wake them up. How the shot come back and deliver us from what happens. When you read Numbers 24, 20, it talks about Amalek being the first of the nation, but it's in this basically the mystery. Numbers 24. Yeah, right there, 24, 20.
Numbers chapter 24, verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
So those GEW dishes, their latter end, stuff. Balaam looked, he looked and he saw during the end times, he saw that Amalek was going to be the first of the nation. Now they control the armies, the banks, radio stations, the news stations. You know, they control all forms of information.
In my coat pocket.
They control what you hear and what you see. And they screw. But the end, read it again.
Verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
His latter after they thinking that they're going to come out of holes and caves that they built for themselves and rule forever. But that's not what the scripture says. Their latter end they shall perish forever. Is anybody got anything? Give me Daniel 7 and 13. Because y'all by Shemal Shah is coming to start this. Not going to have nobody here with a weapon bigger than him. You know?
Daniel chapter 7, verse 13. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one son of man came with the clouds of heaven.
The son of man is Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
Came with the clouds of heaven.
The clouds of heaven is the angels. Thousands of them. Go ahead.
He came to the ancient of days.
That's another title for Yahweh, the ancient of days. Go ahead.
And they brought him near before him.
Yup.
And there was given him dominion and glory,
Yup.
and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him.
Read that again.
Verse 14.
Yup.
And there was given glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him.
It was given him dominion and a kingdom. Nations should serve him. You read the kingdom was handed. Read it. The Israelites are not responsible for going over there setting up our own kingdom.
That's right, yep.
The Lord is going to come, establish the kingdom. And when what's that scripture where it says,
When shall you restore the kingdom of heaven?
exactly. Acts 1 and 6. Acts 1 and 6.
Kingdom was within you or something like that?
No,
Chapter 1.
Acts chapter 1.
Acts 1 and 6. You got a Bible? Acts 1 and 6. It says, when they therefore were come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Will thou at this time? The Lord is going to be the one to establish this kingdom, not us. Not by no general assembly, not by no vote.
The Lord is going to be the one that establishes the Cubans.
Yeah, God will give us the strength and authority, like and what the 7th chapter said. The Lord is going to give us that strength and give us that right, that go ahead to do it. We're not going to take upon that on ourselves and say, we're going to take the kingdom back. We understand that people that are in there don't belong there. We belong there. Blessed is he that wait upon me, saith the Lord, right?
Somebody get Psalm 94 and 16. Psalm 94 verse 16. And we don't have a dog in this fight because in Psalms 83rd chapter speaks about our enemies. And Ishmael is one of our top enemies too. So we don't have a dog in this fight. We just standing up. If we see wickedness, whether it be from our people or anybody else, we stand up against it.